where we talk business, banking, and real estate. My name is Benaisha Poole Watson, and this is my lovely co-host, Jewel Tankard. And today we are talking to the amazing Nina Lauren. Nina, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you so much. I'm very excited to be here with you two amazing, amazing ladies, and I'm really just ready to get into it.
Yes. Well, we see you got the memo with the summer outfit.
Listen, she bringing all the colors. Okay, I love
Thank you. It's my birthday outfit. It's this week, so I wanted to be dressed up. Thank you.
So I really love your story, and I can't wait to get into some of the amazing results that you've had, because I know it's going to inspire a lot of people. But before we even get there, I'm always interested, to hear like the history, like where did you kind of get your start?
Yeah, sure. So I guess to begin, I'm an Atlanta baby, not a Grady baby, but an Atlanta baby, and I'm born right here in Georgia. So after just kind of going to college and everything like that, I came out and I started working in like corporate events. So that's where I got a lot of my start, is like the event marketing arena in the corporate America world, which I really, really, really loved. And I feel like it gave me tons of skills to really just kind of promote myself into what I'm doing right now, to understand marketing, to understand your brand, and all of those wonderful things. So that's kind of how I got started in my career. And then COVID happened, as we fast forward, 5 years later from high school, not really, but as we fast forward, COVID happened and everything corporate was done. And I'm sitting there like, okay, so what am I going to do? I had always thought about real estate, just kind of in the back of my mind. I don't know if I felt like I couldn't do it or whatever it was. And I was with someone at the time who was just kind of like, you know what, do it. Just do it. And I did. I got into school and passed the school exam, passed the state exam, and thought I was it. And then I realized I had a lot more to learn, tons more. Jumping into a whole new industry where I knew nothing about. Just thinking from looking at social media like, it looks like I can do this, just hopping into it and realizing I had so much to learn, which was actually amazing. As a former public school teacher as well, some learning is something that I really, really, really appreciate and value. And so I wanted to make sure that before I just blew myself out of the water and was telling everybody that I know that I do real estate, that I know what I'm doing. With marketing and branding, I do realize that, if I came out and I did get a wonderful opportunity and I blew it, that would have been a bad start to my career. So just learning every single aspect of it, and then kind of being where I am today. And I'm very happy with real estate, and I'm very happy with, my past clients and where I'm going. I think it's very exciting, and I really love working with people. I think being a people person is something that drives me. I love and thrive off of relationships and just meeting people and helping people. So
my question for you is, you came from corporate marketing. How did that play a part in how you marketed yourself in the real estate space? Did it even play a part?
Absolutely. I think just from the marketing perspective as well as like the events perspective, it helped me a lot. I think one of the main things that I just mentioned about knowing what I'm doing and being confident that I can help whoever I come across, whether they want to invest, whether it's land, whether it's residential, whether it's an average home, whether it's somebody who, needs financial assistance, knowing the programs. I have a program that I put out there that helps people with down payment assistance and all of those things. And it's not just the ones that you hear about. It's the ones that you don't hear about as well, all the way up to your luxury home buyers. I feel like just being equipped and being able to help people and educate them along the process, that's something that I took from that. And then on the event side of things, there are a lot of events that I put together, home buyer seminars. I partner with lenders, my banks and things like that, to where we put on different things for the community to educate them and to prepare them for home buying as well. So I think those two together really helped me just start.
Nina, you kind of took it to the next level. And we were talking about this before we even started, like, because you're doing real estate, you're selling real estate, right? But then you also took it global. So you're doing like foreign real estate. So are you investing foreignly, or are you helping people buy property foreign? Like, talk about that.
Yeah, so I had the opportunity to kind of go to a couple different places and just kind of do my research while also having fun in that country, and then partnering with a lot of people in those countries. So it's more like investing for others, me helping others invest in foreign investments and foreign properties. So, different countries have different languages. Let's just start there. They have different rules, regulations, laws, fees, and everything. So for me, just having kind of like that investment concierge experience to where I provide you with everything that you need. If you're telling me that you want to be in Panama, or you want to be in Mexico, or you want to be in Curacao, I really already have those things in place to where attorneys, lenders, the actual builders, the homes and all those things, if you tell me what you're looking for, I can then present that to you. And of course, your experience there is going to be a lot better than you trying to go yourself and, possibly get bamboozled by somebody who realizes that you're just a tourist and, whatever that could be. But it's just kind of like a one-stop shop and a lot easier. A lot of people pay for peace of mind and convenience. And I wanted to tap into that, especially in something that I'm interested in. I would love to be able to one day be able to kind of sit back and stay at this home a couple of months, or stay at this home a couple of months, and then come on back to the States and do that thing. So that's kind of my start to be able to help others, and also to kind of just help myself and to learn as I go too.
Now, I know Panama is one of your locations. Curacao is the other one. Do you speak Spanish? Are you bilingual?
I speak Spanish, but I am not fluent in Spanish.
Okay, so
I am not fluent. Un
Okay,
poquito, sí,
okay, good.
Pero hablo español.
Okay, that's awesome. So that's the good thing, because, in order to expand and grow, you have to think outside of the box. You have to grow outside of the box, and that's a part of elevating yourself. So that's amazing.
Thank
I really,
you.
really think that's dope, because my family's from Central America, so that's
really
cool. Yeah.
Where?
Guatemala. So not
nice,
Panama, but
still cool.
maybe you'll expand into Guatemala.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe I can meet some people in your family and stuff like that, and see if we can connect down there.
They need you.
Okay, I need them.
So is that kind of how it happened? You just had a need from a client and was like, hey, we want to go to Panama. Is that how it kind of happened? Or did you say, I want to be bi-coastal?
Well, that's something, me personally wanting to be bi-coastal and kind of just be all over the place. I really enjoy traveling. I think the main thing that I love about traveling is just, again, learning. And because once you do it and you go to these different places, you see different people, you see different practices, you see different food, different ways of living. The sun hits me different in somewhere over there than it does over here. There's very different things. And so with my brokerage, some agents that are part of my team, we were just kind of brainstorming, powwowing, having those little things, and that came about. And we were like, you know what? Why don't we actually go over there? So there was actually a real estate summit down in Panama, and we decided to go there. It was amazing. It was at a resort. We stayed for that. We stayed a little bit after, just to kind of get around the city more and learn it a little bit more. And that was one thing. So Mexico was another thing. And then from my connections in Curacao, having a family that's in the same arena of real estate and a builder in Curacao. So it literally is all about like relationships and kind of networking, but not like the networking that everybody talks about where you're just like, hey, my name is, what do you do and what can you do for me? Just literally building relationships is genuine networking. So that's how it unfolded.
I want to go back, because COVID wasn't that long ago. Right? And you decided, you know what, I want to venture into a space that I've never been before, and you actually started a brokerage, and now you have agents that work for you. Tell us how that transition took place. How many homes did you sell? How many people did you sell? What caused you to want that desire to want to be a broker? Because some people, I know 8 people that have been agents for 19 years, and they never step out, and you did it in such a fast time. I mean, it's only been like a couple of years, 3 years. So let's talk about that. What made you want to take that leap?
Well, when I brought my company over to partner with another company, it kind of allowed for that kind of to happen, because they provided so much to the agents. So me partnering with them and then naturally attracting people, I've never, ever, ever gone out and recruited, ever. It wasn't something that I've done. I will say that I do believe in the power of social media. I don't believe in relying on social media, because if I did that, I don't think I would be, selling as much. But I do believe in the power of social media, just people being able to kind of follow along to see what it is that you do. Some people have been following me for a very long time and have just been like, you've motivated me to go and get my real estate license, and I want to come and join and be where you are. And that's pretty much where I am right now. I have some agents that joined underneath me. I have a couple of mentees as well, and that's always just, when it started, it was very exciting, and I can't lie, I was maybe a little bit fearful too, because I'm like, oh my goodness, I feel like I'm responsible for someone else's growth, their success, that type of thing. And I mean, it's been great. It's been great. I teach them the way that I wish somebody taught me when I came in, you know, put them at ease and say, look, there's a lot that you need to know, and don't feel bad about it. You're not going to know everything your first transaction or your 10th one. So from the time that I started up until now, I've done millions of dollars worth of sales. I've had the opportunity, actually just a couple months ago, to be awarded my first time in the multi-million-dollar club for doing so well in sales last year, and that was very exciting for me, as you mentioned, with it not being super long time that I've had the opportunity to work in the industry. I was featured in the Atlanta Agent magazine. Also, Gossip magazine featured me as one of their agents doing the thing out here. And I was just, every time that it happens, I'm very, very happy and very surprised at the same time. But I do believe, just from struggles I think that we all go through in life, that when you step into just being you, when you finally step into just being you, you know, the blessings will start to come.
You embraced it. You embraced it, and you just kept doing the work, you know. And I can't believe it's time to break already. So we're going to be right back. After this, we're going to get into some more tea with Nina. Welcome back to today's Well Chat podcast with our girl Nina. Lauren, we're kicking it. Okay, so girl, you're doing your thing in real estate. I got two main questions, okay?
Okay.
I know Benaisha want to know too, because we be liking the tea on this, okay? Yeah. First of all, so have you started doing any real estate investing yourself yet, and are you dating yet?
Okay, I'm going to start with question number one. Personally, I don't have any investment properties. I work with investors, but I am very, very, very interested in getting my own investment properties. So I want to take the time out to start building that portfolio as well, and that is why I need you too.
Yes. Okay,
I need the wealth woman over here and the banking babe. I need your assistance, and I'm just glad to be here because I know that we're going to connect after this.
Absolutely, absolutely. And are you dating?
I am dating. I'm not in a relationship, and there's nothing serious, but I am definitely ready for, you know, something real. So
now I love to ask women this question, being the super boss that you are and running all of your companies and having amazing success. How does that translate into having a relationship? Does it play a factor? Do people say anything about that? How is the experience when it comes to dating someone who may also be in the same space, be a boss, or maybe not? I don't know.
Well, I think, for me personally, I definitely make the time where it needs to be. If I'm interested, and especially if I'm investments, you know, you have to put that time and that effort into it in order to get your return. And so the return that I'm looking for is just something that is real, something that is going to kind of catapult into just something amazing that we can build a life together and kind of move on. But I am dating, and I do give time, and I'm ready to give that time whenever I am, again, interested in somebody. But I have had comments maybe before where it's like, oh, you seem like you're just so busy. You don't have any time. And I think that, you know, that could seem true, but also I've had to kind of talk to myself. I'm like, am I even really that interested, like that far with this particular person? And the answer is probably not, because I know how I am with somebody that I'm really, really into.
But I got to ask this, to her point. If you're dating a guy and he's bossed up and he's doing his thing, do you think that in like today's bossed up, because I'm good and married, happily married, but I'm just curious, because we had this conversation. Do you feel like he doesn't want you to be as bossed up? Do you feel like you have to dumb down at all? or do you feel like he respects your
That's a
busyness?
good question. Oh my God, I think that's a very good question because I've been in, I guess, both situations. So I feel like if you're with somebody who really is bossed up, and that bossed up man is very confident, he is very sure of himself, and he is sure of what he wants in his woman, in his life, in his business, I don't think that he wants you to dumb it down. I think that if he sees you dumbing it down, he's going to maybe mention that to you and try to help you boss it up and whatever it is that you're doing. You might not be doing exactly what it is that he's doing, and you might not be making the exact same amount of money, or maybe you are. But I feel like that type of man, the type of man that I'm looking for, is not going to do that. I feel like they're going to be so confident that they want somebody who, they're going to ask you what it is, what are your dreams? What are you looking to do? And they're going to help you get there and give you those resources. Now, on the flip side, you may have somebody that's doing great things and, whatever that looks like, but if they're insecure in whatever, may not be insecure in their looks, may not be insecure in their business, may not be insecure in whatever it is. We never know what people's traumas are. But if they have that insecurity, I feel like absolutely they will try to dumb it down for you. They will try to make it seem like you're not doing anything great, you're not heading anywhere good. And I've been in that situation as well. I've been on both sides of it. And I think that way younger me, would have possibly stayed in that situation because I was in love. And then, the more mature me, the me that's asked God for the things that I want, and not just in the other person, but in myself, to be the things that I want to be, had the strength to be like, you know what, this is not my forever. This is not my husband. This is not the relationship that I'm looking for, in love or not. Nobody was cheating, but I decided to walk away. And there were other things, but yeah.
I think that's good. Benaisha, I got to ask you this, girl, then we're going to get back to her. But, okay, but real quick, no, seriously. So what do you think as a whole? Do you feel like as a whole, like that bossy men want bossy women, or as a whole, bossy men want a woman who can just kind of sit up under him?
Well, okay, so I personally think a bossy man loves a bossy woman.
Okay.
But I think that traditionally a man wants a woman that's just going to love him for who he is, right? And sometimes bossy women, we have a heightened sense, and so we start to be like him. And a man doesn't want to be with a man. A man wants to be with a woman, right? So we have to keep our stuff in check too. As women, we have to also operate on our softness, right? They call it soft life. That was a big thing. Yeah. And some people say like soft life is this and that and the other. Yeah. But we do have to operate in our feminine spirit. Yeah. So as us on this platform, we both have to run organizations. We both have to be in control of things. But we also have to remember that when we go home, we have to make sure that we are giving our men what they desire in the relationship, and that's not to be with another man, that's to be with a woman. Does that woman have to be a boss to him? No, the woman just has to see him for who he is, love him for who he is, and that could be a swimsuit model. She ain't even got to talk. Right. She could just show up. Swimsuit models, because our model from when I was 15. But what I'm saying is that sometimes you can get to the point where they don't even have to talk the same language. Yeah. She could speak Chinese and he could speak whatever, and the connection could make sense because she's encouraging him, she's inspiring, and she's loving him like a woman should love a man. So does a man need a boss? Absolutely not, but a boss can definitely love a real man.
Exactly. Absolutely. And I agree. I think that's a very, very, very good point, because I feel like in today's society, you know what I mean, everything is just like boss, which is fine. But, and like you just said, that's fine. But it's like everybody's playing these little games to be hard, right? We don't want to show our emotions. We don't want to do this. And like you mentioned, a real man is going to want a real woman. Yeah. Yes. And I feel like a real man is going to make that woman feel like a real woman. She's going to naturally just be her soft, womanly, not submissive, feminine self, but submissive can be taken out of context. That's why I took it back. Right. I personally, in my context of what submissive is, I like that role. You know what I mean? I do too. But some people take it out of context, right?
And I do like it one to another. Mine is going to be different because I love being a girl and I love being vulnerable. Ben had to take care of me a couple days ago because I got really sick, and he was great. Yeah. And I think there was a part of him that was like, I was like, so are you enjoying this?
Yes, he was. Taking care of his baby.
But it was like, men need to be needed.
Yes.
And so no matter how much money you make, how many deals you have, like when you walk through that door, I'm all about that. Like, I turn into...
You are a wife.
I am a complete way, and I love being a wife.
Yes.
And I don't want to talk about the deal, and I don't want to talk about... Sometimes it comes up,
Yes.
but that's not, like, what's important. I want to know what's going on with him. I wanted to... It's the Ben show. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
And so, therefore, he's always supportive and like, honey, go do your thing. But I make sure that I really embrace him as a king and let him know I believe in him, I'm proud of him.
Yes.
And I think those things are really important because I think sometimes women can start competing.
Exactly.
And I'm like, girl, why are you competing with your man?
Exactly.
Right.
What's
Exactly.
up? You
Exactly.
know?
Compete right out the door.
Listen.
Yeah. Right, okay. Right.
And
Losing
yeah.
that race.
Listen. Absolutely.
Your mark gets set, no. Okay.
So I want to talk about health. We talk about wealth, right? We are the wealth chat, but I want to talk about health and how important health is. And, you know, I know that you had a surgery about 10 years ago, 9 years ago. Can you talk about that and how that has changed how you move in business, how you, and most importantly, because I know I had, like, my heart started beating really fast and they said it was stress. Have you ever had that?
No, but I've had some anxiety before.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's like you have, as a woman in business, and we're running
My
these
stomach.
companies, right? See, that's what I'm
My
saying.
stomach, I'll be like, oh, they start getting tight, and I
Yeah.
know, like, okay,
Yes.
you need to
gotta
relax.
slow down and
you need to get a
relax.
massage. You need to just kind of breathe. Even this morning, a little bit, because we were as excited about the podcast, and I just had to remind myself, like, breathe in. You know, but I think taking those moments and being self-aware of what is happening with me right now. You know what I mean? And not letting it just run. You know.
Right.
So
Trying to be everything
Those
for
aren't-
everybody.
yeah.
It is.
So let's talk about that. What did you have to put in place? So tell us what happened, and then tell us what you had to put in place to change some of the patterns to where, because I know you have a very stressful role that you are in.
Yeah.
So how does that play a factor?
Well, to start about what happened, this was maybe about like 9 years ago. It's coming up soon on my 10-year anniversary, so that should be really, really special this year. But I was living in North Carolina at the time because I did move away at one point, and I was teaching public school, and I was like, you know what? I still want to go into the Air Force. You know, I thought the Air Force was amazing, you know, just speaks highly of a lot of people that are in it, all these different things, right? So I went and took the test, did all those things, did all the other tests, and I was good. The actual day that I was about to swear in, the last thing I had to do, for any of you guys that may know anything about, you know, the military and how you get in and things like that, was the most simple part. It was going to the doctor, the general, you know, doctor, the primary care or whatever, on the base, on MEPS. And so he was just, you know, kind of doing the little thing, breathe in, breathe out, kind of checking my vitals. And something as simple as that, he was just like, I don't know, your heartbeat sounds a little muffled. And I was just like, okay, like, didn't think anything of it. I have to get physicals and everything like that for teaching, and never a problem. And so, you know, long story short, they paid for me to go see a cardiologist. Cardiologist wouldn't give me the results. I had to ride back in this van that they paid for. It was all quiet and really awkward. Got back to the office, and that's when he was just kind of telling me, like, you have a very enlarged heart. There's an issue with your valve. It doesn't close all the way. You know, all these different things. And I'm hearing that for the first time. And I think most importantly, what I was hearing is that I'm not about to, not about to join the Air Force, but also that I had this issue that I didn't know anything about. So I was very healthy, ate healthy, you know, exercised all the time. And so my mother was like, no, that's crazy. You know, get a second opinion. And I did. And it was the same. And so, like, within a couple of weeks, I had heart surgery. And I had never had anything before. And sorry, I don't talk about it a lot.
It's so good.
But I had it, and you know, I'm thankful because it could have come up at a wrong time, like you know, childbirth.
Right.
And they said I could have possibly died had I had a child prior to knowing that and getting it fixed, because it was enlarged. It could have easily kind of like erupted like a lot of athletes and things like that. So it's very important to know your health and to be healthy, you know. And I'm small. I've always been small, but that had nothing to do with the issue that I had.
The size plays a factor, but that doesn't, right? We have to go and get checked.
Yeah.
We have to do our wellness checks.
Yeah,
That's
we have
We're
to
not
do that.
machines. We are human beings, and we're we're equal. We should be all equal, but we're not all created the same on the inside.
Yeah.
So I think just, you know, being aware of your health and being healthy, putting the right things into your body and just taking care of it. But after that, I did feel a little lost because I felt like I had a life plan. And I think for my personality, especially young at that time, I never had a life plan. I was just going with the flow. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, oh my God, I finally made a life plan. What am I going to do? Move back to Atlanta so I could heal. And this is where my heart surgery was. And then, bam, everything else just kind of happened. So that's why I mentioned earlier on, just really sitting and being you. Sometimes you chase after these things because it looks like success based on what the world tells you success is.
Yeah.
And then you get it or you don't get it, whatever it is, and you're still not happy. Right. Why? Because it's not you. Right. So I think just taking the time to try different things and learn who you are, your mistakes and learn from them and all those different things. And then going after the things that you actually want has just been the start of my success up. And I know I'm not at the end, but I'm just thankful.
We just want to say, first of all, we're proud of you. Thank you for sharing that intimate part of your life with you. No, it's totally okay, girl. We're girls. That's a part of being a girl, right? Yeah. It's a girl's right. We have those moments, but we just want to say really thank you for sharing that intimate part of you, and because it's important, because people need to know that things might happen that you didn't anticipate, but you were able to keep going. We're really proud of you, proud of what you're doing, excited about the partnership and the collab. And so we just want to tell you guys thanks so much for joining us today on the Wealth Chat Podcast. And they got to what? Follow us, right?
Follow us, Wealth Chat, Instagram, YouTube,
That's
all
it.
the other platforms.
All of them. All right. Love y'all. Till next time.
Bye.